It's project time. So what I want you to do is I want you to find a logo, a symbol, something that kind of speaks to you, something you're into, and I want you to recreate it using Adobe Illustrator. This doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be overly hard. Don't overthink about it. Pick a favorite team, favorite show, favorite superhero, whatever, a symbol that represents that person, and recreate that. That's what I'm looking for. So to give you an example of how to get started with this, I'm going to pull a logo directly into Illustrator and I'm going to begin tracing that logo. Illustrator is great for tracing. That's kind of the key word here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this logo, the Spider-Man logo. You can search for whatever you want. I'm going to drag this picture off to my desktop so that I have that image right here. And then I'm going to go to Illustrator. Now, the size of the document doesn't need to be extra large and you don't have to overcomplicate it either. So I'm just going to hit File New or Command N. I'm going to name this Your Name dash Simple Vector. And as far as the size, I would just leave it right here at 4 inches by 4 inches with one artboard. If you've got that, hit Create. And then a couple of ways to do this. I could click on this picture and drag it in like this, and then resize it as I need it to be resized. So I can shrink it down a little bit, just like you would in Photoshop. Or you can go up to the top to File and then Place, and you can find the image from there. I think mine's, there it is. And you can place it here. The good thing about doing File Place is it lets you go ahead and scale the size right off the bat. So there's my logo. Now, what I would recommend next is going to your Layers panel. And I would lock this layer, layer 1. And then I would create a new layer. So again, that's that new item icon, just like from Photoshop. Leave it on this layer, have this layer selected, and then it should be pretty simple. Go through with your pen tool and kind of draw around, kind of matching this overall look. Now, once you're finally done and you've got your logo drawn out, you can color it whatever color, and I'm just going to stop there for the time being. You can color it whatever color you want it to be. Whatever way you want that to look up here with your colors. Make sure you leave your stroke off at the end, unless you need a stroke, of course. And then come over here and delete layer number 1. And when you do that, you should be left with only your vector drawing on top. Now, the last thing you'll need to do is save this. So File, Save As. Make sure you're saving it as Your Name dash Simple Vector. It should already be in AI. Don't type in .ai. Save that document to your computer and upload it to the Google Classroom, and I'll hit OK here. Upload that AI file, which should look like this, to the Google Classroom underneath Project Simple Vector in this week's setup. So that is the file you'll need to turn in. Make sure you mark this as done when completed. So after you've turned this in, make sure you have marked it as done so that I see that you have completed it. As always, stay safe out there, and I look forward to seeing the artwork that you create here.